In 2013, the online game Dota 2 took the world by storm, creating hundreds of millions of dollars for its creator, Valve, taking the esports world by storm and gifting us the Doda Stochastic Oscillator. Amazing. Oh, it's DODA, not TA. All right, disregard. But welcome, traders, to the Indicator Profile Series video, the first one of the year 2024. We are going to start this one off with a bang. You're going to want to stick around. So let us begin. Now, if you're new, understand you have reached the #1 indicator channel in all of YouTube. It's always been that way. It will always be that way. That's the good news. The bad news is you're not going to know what we're talking about. It takes a while to understand what we do here. So what you need to do is go to nononsenseforex.com, read the first page, watch that first video, and get started. It's going to take you a while to catch up, but it is absolutely worth it. For those of us who are caught up, let's go ahead and get into the specs of the Doda Stochastic Oscillator. This year is actually 2020. The type is going to be a confirmation indicator, and you guys know how we do when we take stochastics and things like that and modify them. They become a zero line or a midline cross, be a midline cross in this case. And for exits, I don't recommend this too much. Especially when we turn it into a midline cross like this, I just don't. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. And what I want to do is show you this slide here. It's going to include the Doda Stochastic indicator, but it's also going to include the regular stochastic indicator that we're all used to seeing, the slow one here. Now, what's great about this is the Doda, which is up here, is already smoothed out. So you can do a lot with that because all things considered, you guys know, as trend traders, we would much rather prefer something like this over something like this. Now, we don't use stochastics here because they're typically overbought, oversold indicators, but you know how we modify things here. Now, if you were going to do this at home, how would you modify it? Would you take the red line or would you take the green line? I would take the red line in this situation because it's actually smoother than the green is. But in a situation like this, you should test them both because they are both nice and smooth. Down here, it's obvious you would use the red. Up here, not so much. Try them both and see what happens. What we had found is that it's actually better to take the green. And so that's what we did. And we added this midline here, and it became our indicator. So if you don't know how this works, when the line crosses and closes above the midline, that is your signal to go long. When it does the opposite, that is your signal to go short. Very simple here. The signals are very clear. You know, we like things like this. Just looking at it at first glance, I would almost prefer this to be my secondary confirmation indicator because I just like the way it looks in that regard. You know, it seems to go slow, but not too slow. I think you're going to like what you see here. But before we get into the results, just know that no matter what you see, if it's great or if it's terrible, doesn't matter. It only matters how it performs in your system. Make sure you are testing that way. And that's all I will say about that. And then just know down below in the links, we got you completely covered. If you've never tested this before and you want to know how, I have a blog. It's my automation blog that has an embedded video showing you how to test this yourself on the MT4 strategy tester. Is this available on MT5 or TradingView? I don't know. You'll just have to run a simple search. But what you're almost always going to want to do is go to the blog because we have the settings that I don't show you on this video. And if you're going to start testing this, you're going to need a place to start, and those settings are where you're going to probably need to start. You know, along with all the other information you might want to know about this indicator, that is where you go. You can also go to Dan's YouTube channel right after this. A lot of you do. And see this thing actually move in real time and get some extra information on this before you actually go start to test. And if you want to submit an indicator for the Indicator Profile series, we've already done a handful of them so far. They first have to pass our screening, unless it's just something that's so off the charts interesting we show it anyway. But you don't know if you don't submit, so if you're interested in seeing us do one, that is where you send it to. And then the most popular place in all of the interwebs, right behind Amazon, actually. It's actually the Indicator Library, where you can download this indicator and every indicator we have done here on the Indicator Profile series. Let's go ahead and get into the results. You are going to want to see this. Let us start with the euro dollar. Damn good start. So just looking at the ROI, this is stupid good. This is really good. Again, it's going to be lower trades on this one. Good win percentage, which is not hard to do with lower trades, of course. But again, you can tweak this further to see if you can get higher trades if you want higher trades, or you can just keep it here and use it as your secondary confirmation indicator. Whatever you want to do. Plenty more trades down here on the 4-hour if that is your cup of tea. Let's get into gold. Kaboom. When's the last time we saw these kind of results on gold? It's been a long time. This is really, really, really good. Almost getting on 50% down here, which is stupid. And you're getting more trades out of this too on the daily. You are, at least. You're getting less on the 4-hour. So you can adjust it to your own style of trading. But to get these types of results in one indicator is just stupid, stupid good. If any of you out there are not trading metals, you should be. Now, what about the S&P? Let's take a look at that. So, okay here, but down here, I don't think I've ever seen it this high on the S&P 500. I think this might be an actual record. Now, we know that lately, the 4-hour on the S&P 500 has been very good to us, but this is just next level. Like, this is crazy bonkers stupid. I even said before, and I'm going to bring this example up once again, Bernie Madoff, and this has nothing to do with Bernie being a scammer. This just illustrates the numbers. He was able to get about a 14% return on the S&P, and there was a line out the door of his firm with very rich people wanting to give him their money just for that, maybe 2 or 3 points higher on the S&P than the benchmark was getting. If you were able to prove to the world that you could do that or better, what could you sell your services for? Who might be interested in hiring you? Do not take good results on the S&P 500 lightly. Apart from making actual money trading, you can do some real things with that going forward, no matter where you are in the world. And for the big finale, let's go to Bitcoin. Boom again. Now, we've seen a little bit better results on here with Bitcoin than we have before, but nothing like this. Good Lord. That can't be the highest. I think we've actually seen a little bit higher, maybe once. If any of the spreadsheet people want to comment down below, this is, I mean, from what we've seen across the board, it hasn't hit every single time, but man, this is how you know you've made a good indicator. When you see results that are not only consistent, but consistently high, ladies and gentlemen, we have found a real winner. And I cannot guarantee you the rest of, or really if any of the indicators we show this year are going to be this high. But we just thought we would start the year off right and show you an absolute banger. Absolute bangers are just what we do here, folks, here at the channel. Subscribe, hit the bell. You don't want to miss anything we do here. Trading Psychology podcast every Monday. We did miss last Monday because of the holidays, but we'll be back on schedule next week. Indicator Profile series every Wednesday, blogs sometimes on Thursday, and then the 10-minute Contrarian Investing podcast every Saturday. It is all things finance. We got you covered. Go get it.